Oh, the love of the Ford Bronco Raptor. Just such a nice product. Wow. Yeah, I just sacrificed my two GT500s for a Ford Bronco Raptor. Am I crazy? Wow. Yikes. I don't think so. Oh, the love of the Ford Bronco Raptor product. Just a really nice product. And I just sacrificed my two GT500s for this Ford Bronco Raptor. Am I crazy? Yikes. Oh, the love of my Ford Bronco Raptor. The Ford Bronco, I talk about this all the time in my videos. This vehicle is just such a confident vehicle going down the road over the other products in the market that kind of compete with it, where it's just a rock solid driving vehicle that can go at very high speeds with no issue. And there's that person's not having a good day in their Beamer. So it's just the steering, the comfort, the seating. I mean, I just can't emphasize enough for anybody out there that's shopping for a really nice product. Wrangler, I think, is a really nice vehicle, but the Bronco beats it. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, I'm a Jeep guy. I own Jeep products, and I wish I could honestly tell anybody watching this video that the Jeep is a better of the two. It's not. It's not. The Jeep Wrangler is really dated, but I love the Jeep Wrangler. I love my Jeep Gladiator. But at the end of the day, the Bronco is just a better package. And keep in mind, the Jeep Wrangler is much easier to purchase because there's so many out there, and, you know, value, money-wise, it's a nice package. But the Bronco, in so many areas, for the average person to use these vehicles, the Bronco really is the nicer of the two. So anybody out there that's like, you know what, I really wanted to get a nice, like, kind of off-road road car, I can take the top off, and that's what you have to think about. The 4Runner doesn't have the capability to take the tops off the vehicle, and that's why the Jeep Wrangler and the Jeep Bronco are a head-to-head competition, because they're the only product in the market that has the removable tops, where you really have that outdoor effect, and really the back row capability. You can get a Land Rover Defender, yeah, sure, the top doesn't come off. You can buy a high-end, nice Mercedes-Benz. I mean, there's lots of other competitors in the market, but there's nobody head-to-head like the Jeep Wrangler and the Ford Bronco, because what I just mentioned, the doors can be taken off, the whole top can be taken off. You can really go in the back roading in these vehicles, and they really do a great job. So you really do narrow your options down to the Wrangler or Bronco. And I'm saying to anybody, the Bronco overall is the better package versatility vehicle. And so for me, if I really had to choose between the Bronco or the Wrangler, I would buy the Bronco, because it's just a more comfortable riding vehicle, more confident. The wheel, the steering, as you go down the road, you know, that the Ford Bronco has the front independent suspension versus the Jeep Wrangler has a solid front axle. So wherever the one tire falls to the imperfections of the road, the steering wheel is going to go that way. So if you're driving down a road that has a lot of imperfections on the right side, the truck's going to pull right, or vice versa left. Versus the independent front suspension of the Bronco, it compensates for that, so the vehicle isn't constantly walking back and forth as you go down the road. And I think the seating is a little bit more comfortable. I think the storage is a little nicer. Another night, the door's off. These mirrors aren't attached to the door, so you don't have a challenge of a mirror, having to get a separate mirror set up like on the Jeep Wrangler. Is now with the Jeep Wrangler having the 4xe twin turbo 4-cylinder electric assist, yeah, that power and that vehicle is every bit as good as the Bronco 2.7 twin turbo, but it's not. The Bronco's not electric, and the Bronco, to me, the 2.7 motor is a very powerful engine. The towing capability, I think the Bronco does a phenomenal job. And another thing too is the Broncos still aren't like a dominant product in the marketplace. So when you drive around, you still are going to have a very unique vehicle versus the Jeep Wrangler. Everybody has one. But don't get me wrong, the Jeep Wrangler is a very nice product, and I by no means, if anybody's likes that more than this, I'd be like, cool, that's great. I mean, it really is. I was very close to buying a Jeep Wrangler here just a while back, so I'm not one here to say that the Jeep Wrangler isn't a nice package. It just kind of comes down to your tastes and preferences. But I really think that the Bronco, I think, is the better of the two of the products. So if anybody's asking for my advice, I would buy the Ford Bronco. And another thing is, the Ford Bronco really is holding its value. So if you buy one of these and you're not happy, you're going to get what you paid for that vehicle. You're going to get within reason of the value to enjoy that vehicle. Or if you don't enjoy it, to turn around and sell it, and you're going to not lose much money. I mean, in some aspects, you may sell it for more. I'm hearing from my salesman that the Ford Bronco production has kind of been slowed down again. The order banks don't open up often. So, of my own experiences, that's all I'm sharing here. Oh, coming in here to Frederick, Maryland. Boy, it's a hazy day. What's that all about, right? Just California? I don't think it is. As we get up the road in the Braptor. Who could ever imagine? A week ago, I was having to come to closure to give up my cactus gray Braptor. And I was like, man. But, once again, I said it 50 times. You can always buy the Braptor again. Not so sure on that Gold Rush package, right? So, yeah. The goal is the Gold Rush stays. The Mopar products, the goal is the Mopar products stay. The Ford Mustang stuff, I just can't. I just think that the bigger, better Mustang's coming, and you know who I am. I'll just want to get one of those down the road. I just end up giving up my GT500 after it's sitting collecting dust for another year. So I'd rather have the Raptor, the black Raptor. Now, if this was like a red Raptor, would I have bought it? Would I have been excited, as much excited if this had been like a different color? I don't know. So that's what's kind of unique to it. This black, it just doesn't seem like the black Raptor is the dominant Raptor in the market. I could be kidding myself. I've only seen in my area like one or two, maybe. So, even for me, if it was a different color, would have I bought this vehicle? Like, if it was a cactus gray, I don't know. I just have to think, nah, the time's not right for that. So it's always about using the cards. And I have a deck of cards, and that's what I kind of figured out years ago. If I have lots of cars, I can always be playing with each one to get something different. And that's kind of what I've finagled now for like the last good, I'd say 7 years. But I mean, over my lifetime, I've always have had that kind of car I can trade for another car, but this is more so than ever in my lifetime. I've had so many different vehicles at one given time that I can flip and get something different. And more so than ever with the Ice Age dynamics changing, it's more challenging to part with things like the Mopar products, because those products are going away forever. And once again, if the Ford Mustang GT500, if this was like the last year built, that they weren't going to continue the Ford Mustang V8 ICE motor setup, then yeah, it would be much more challenging. I don't think I would have parted with my GT500s. I'd maybe part with one just for the financial obligation, but there's no way I would not have given up both. And I'm sure someone will be like, why didn't you just give up the one GT500? Well, it's because, as I just talked about earlier, because I truly believe that another GT500 is coming down the road. I believe the GT350 is coming back. I really believe the Ford Dark Horse Mustang package for the bang for the buck is a really good deal. So I would see myself getting maybe one of those in the interim till our GT500 comes. So, you know, once again, if Ford was shutting down like Dodge, the performance side, ICE-wise, then yeah, you wouldn't even see this video. I would be like, nah, I'm not going to sacrifice those because you're not going to get those back. All right, in here to Friday evening here. Start wrapping this video up of another adventure. Another car adventure even I could not have predicted would play out to the T that it did. Oh, do we have another Bronco sighting? Here we do. What's really interesting is on the non-Raptor Bronco, the taillights are so different. The rear taillights on the regular Broncos are one solid piece, and on the Raptor, they're two pieces. But that's a beautiful Bronco package right there. That's probably like a Wild Track package. And I can't emphasize enough, anybody out there that bang for your buck, that is the deal. It really is. I mean, you'll be very, very happy in that package. And I truly did really just about buy a Wild Track. Well, in all reality, there's not that many Bronco Wild Tracks out there. That's the real story. And so like the Badlands, that dealership had a Badlands there, but I don't want the convertible. Honestly, I don't like the convertible. Anybody out there, you know, thinking about the Jeep Wrangler convertible or the Bronco convertible. Now here's the thing. The Jeep Wrangler has that sky roof. That's a really nice package where the whole roof retracts back like a big shade. So I would definitely get that. But the downside in this colder environments that have these soft tops, on the Wrangler side years ago in the winter months, you get a lot of noise through that rippling effect of that top. That's what I experienced, and you just get a lot more road noise. But I mean, they're nice. I mean, there's no doubt having a soft top, really not having to work your tail off to get the whole thing taken apart like this. So the plus is, if you want that easy access, really outdoor feel, those are nice. But at the same time, I just like the hard top, just because to me it just has a much more solid feel to the truck and not as much road noise and wind noise. So for me, I just really like the hard top better. But at the same time, if you're a soft top junkie, then yeah, go for it. But you will get a lot more noise. And the Broncos, there's many stories of in the winter months, snow and like heavy snow conditions, snow getting through the windows. The soft top meets the window. I don't know if that problem's ever resolved or not. But once again, I just like the hard top. And one thing about these, once you have a car that's totally open to the environment, if you're riding around on a really sunny, hot day, I mean, that does wear you out. That sun does wear you down. You can get a bimini top. There's lots of different things you can do. But, you know, it's just for me, I just kind of like having that shade more so. So just ideas. And once again, the Wranglers that I owned over the years, those soft tops were just very noisy. And if you got any water, frozen water, that top of that soft top, it just seemed to make a lot of racket. But to each his own. Just a really beautiful time of year up here in this Northern Virginia, Maryland area with all the trees coming in, and springtime is here, and just a really nice time of year. Temperature wise, we're at 78 degrees, and it all changes tomorrow. It's supposed to be like, I think, raining and thunderstorms, or just a really mean, motorcycle riding right now, just awesome time of year to be riding motorcycles. Undercover police officer there. You know, even for me, it's really beyond believable to think that when I ordered 2 Broncos back in July of 2020, if I remember right. No, July of 2021. I just can't. No, here's July of 2020. Yeah. That by this time in my life, I would have owned 4 Broncos. Meaning, my first 2 orders for my Broncos, it took basically, I'll just say, 17 months to get my hot red chili pepper Bronco in January of 2022. And I really thought that would be my only Bronco, forever Bronco. I really thought that would be it. I mean, I'm not lying. So, got that one. And ironically enough, the original color of that was cactus gray. And at the last minute, I changed it to the hot pepper red. And that actually expedited that vehicle getting built sooner than later. But then yet my cyber yellow, cyber orange, 2-door Bronco Wild Track I ordered for my daughter, that thing got held up forever. So it was built in December of 2021, and I didn't even get that thing till like May of 2022, yet my hot pepper red was built like in January 3rd, and I had that thing by like a January 11th or 12th. It was crazy on how that kind of played out. And sincerely, I would have told you back a year ago that, am I getting rid of that hot pepper red for a Raptor? No, I would have told you no. I'm very happy with my product. I don't want it. I'm good. I'm not going to wait another year to get a freaking Bronco. So for me, to think it through and to think a year ago at this time, if I'd have been on my YouTube channel talking to you about the future and said, next year at this time, I am going to have paid or bought 4 Broncos, I would have told you, like, no way. How is that going to happen? I'd be like, what are you talking about? You're telling me that a year from now I'm going to own 4 Broncos? Yeah, so number 1 was the hot pepper red, January. Number 2 was the cyber orange in May. And then, unbeknownst to me, I buy a cactus gray Raptor in November of last year, only now to buy a black Raptor in April of this year. And keep in mind, I sold the cyber orange back to the dealership for 10 grand more than I paid for it. And then I traded my hot pepper red. There's the wife. Uh-oh. Does she know what's going on? Now, for those that aren't abreast of the Raptor Bronco, there's so many little features here on how you can change the suspension, the exhaust. You can change the drive modes of sport mode, off-road mode, Baja mode, normal mode, and crawl mode. I mean, there's just so much technology in this vehicle. And there's so many videos out there that share all this, so I'm not really going through all that. This has the upfitter switches. I mean, these Broncos, so cool about the Jeep Wrangler, the Ford Bronco product, you can so personalize them to your flavor. And that's what's so neat about this type of vehicle, is you can just really make it so unique to you. And here we are in the Virginia, or the Potomac, Maryland, Virginia waterway here. If you watch my channel, you'll see me ride my motorcycles a lot of times, doing a lot of videoing as I ride down the road. If you don't watch, you should watch my channel, watch my motorcycle rides, because I try to give you a feel like you're in the back of the bike. If you go to a lot of my motorcycle videos and you see me riding around sharing scenery, I'm trying to give you a feeling like you're right there on the motorcycle and you're going down the road, because when you're on the motorcycle, you just show so much more. when you're in the car, you get all these, see, like here's the main pillar, so it kills your views. You know, you just can't get the same view. So if anybody's tuned into my channel, watch some of those motorcycle videos. That takes a lot of my time and uniqueness to how I make those videos, and it's not easy. And it takes a lot away of your riding time, of just kind of having your own peace time. But I just try to share with others, you know, that hopefully you feel like you're out there on a motorcycle. So tune into those if you can. But anyway, so the Bronco product, the Wrangler product, the Gladiator product, it has the so many things that you can add to it to customize it, personalize it. But for me, the Braptor Bronco is so already customized, I'm not going to do much to this vehicle. I would love to put a nice winch on this vehicle, but it's very challenging having the adaptive cruise control. So that would be like one thing I'd love to have. Do I add some lights to it? I don't know. I'm not really, I think it looks good. This vehicle looks so good the way it is. I've already kind of got the accessories. I definitely want to get my water bottle holders. You know, in hindsight, I should have ripped those out of the other Bronco Raptor I traded in. There's so many more accessories out there I can replace them. They're not that expensive, so I'll have to get that. But the factory mats are already in, so you don't need to buy any new rubber mats. A lot of things that this thing to me already has that I don't really want to go overboard. Do I want to put a custom exhaust on it? I don't think I am, because this has a exhaust that really does give it some growl, and it already has the adjustable valve in the exhaust system to allow you to change the different notes. So I think I'll kind of leave that alone. The tires and wheels, very expensive, 37-inch tires and wheel package. I'm not going to touch that. Well, I tint the windows for sure. Well, I put a stripper across windshield for sure. And other than that, I just don't think that I just can't see. I don't think I need mud flaps, splash guards for it, because it just has such a big footprint. So yeah, so I just really think that for the most part it'll kind of stay the way it looks. I think it just really looks good the way it is. And it doesn't have all the aesthetic stickers of Braptor on it. So for the average person, they really won't know this is per se the Braptor. Well, they think it's just a beefed up Bronco. We're getting close to getting back into the shop, and wow, what a day. What a successful day. Did you just witness another crazy day at the Iceman's adventure? That was my morning conversation, was witness. What do you witness? And yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna kind of wrap it up there, and maybe I'll show a little more video here, but I think that's kind of about it. So I really appreciate all the nice comments and support. And yeah, is the Iceman a crazy man? Yes. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Is that what you say? Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, the wife knows what's going on, and she gave me the approval button. Like, she's like, you're getting rid of 2 cars for that one? She actually likes the Bronco Raptor. In all reality, my wife really complimented that cactus gray Raptor. She really liked that. And she's even like, you sure you want to get rid of that? And she was really like, no, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. In the little town where I live, and head her on up the hill here and call it a day. And she's got a new garage, new home. It's a whole nother story. Being the GT500s are both in Tennessee, I just added another vehicle to my lot. So the lot is getting fuller, even though I got rid of 2 vehicles. For one, the lot's can even look fuller. Where am I putting this? And I left the F-150 Lightning back at the dealership, because tomorrow I got to drive back to pick that thing up. The Adventures. Oh my gosh. Yeah, can I drive back to Kuhn's Baltimore Ford tomorrow without buying something else? Yeah, I mean, sincerely. Yeah, it's dangerous, right? Just have somebody drive it to your house. Yeah, just pay a lot guy, you know, $50 to drive it to your house. I don't disagree. It would probably be a better idea. I'll get there tomorrow morning. Something will come in overnight. Yeah, my sales guy's been bugging me by a 37 Raptor, but I've kind of come to closure. I don't want one of those because the power boost, the Ford power boost. And oh yeah, one of my videos, I was there one day. I actually convinced the guy to buy a Ford power boost, and come to find out, the guy actually came back and bought a Ford power boost. Where's my commission? All right, we're back home to the used car lot. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my channel. How do I get my gate? I can't get in. Now I gotta go break through my great gate, walk to my house, get gate openers and everything else. So I gotta take a time out and park the vehicle here on my own property because I don't have it linked to get in my gate. Once again, thanks for watching. God bless. Stay tuned, stay safe. What am I doing next? Have a great evening. I brought her home. She's got a brand new home, and she has brand new living quarters here in this nice barn, and she's got great companionship because I got a bunch of other Fords. Ford Power Boost, Ford Race Truck, Ford Ranger, Ford Mustang Mach-E. Got a F450 dually down there. I've got a Mustang down there. So I think that the Bronco Braptor is going to be really happy in her new living quarters. What is with these cars?